Arsenal 4, Newcastle United 1. And Arsenal bounced back after the midweek disappointment against Porto in the Champions League with another emphatic performance in the Premier League. Scoring lots of goals, pure domination. Frustrating that we conceded. But considering it was a game I was very, very nervous about due to the quick turnaround of the Champions League game, it was a game that really couldn't have gone much better and the boys were brilliant. Before we get into talking about the game properly, I must say I apologise. I know I look rough as hell. Just got back from football. My face is all blotchy. Just got out of the bath. Got a bit of cream on. Don't worry, that's not sweat. Yeah. So yeah, not looking my best, but who cares? We're here to talk about the Arsenal. It's not a fashion show. So yeah, let's get into it. Just a game where Arsenal started like an absolute machine. And to be fair, like I said, it's something I was quite surprised about. I thought it'd be a game due to the quick turnaround from Porto, a very intense game, not having the biggest of squads and having to play pretty much the same players week in, week out for 90 minutes. I thought it might be a game where Arsenal struggle, and I thought Newcastle would make it a lot harder for us as well, in all honesty. I expected more from them. I expected them to sit really deep and sort of try and copy what Porto did and what they did last season, really, when they come to the Emirates. When they sat deep, frustrated us, kept getting little shit fouls and stuff like that. But we absolutely started the game on fire and we blew them away. Took a little while for that first goal to come, but before that, you know, we were creating chances. I think we had about 2 corners in the first minute. Creating chances, we were pressing them. The press was absolutely relentless. The only thing I did get right in predictions was the team. It was a team that I thought Arteta would go with. He did put Jorginho back in midfield and Havertz up top. But he played it slightly differently in the way he played that team against Liverpool. Against Liverpool, Jorginho was more like the left 8, you know, getting out and pressing, which is something you don't tend to really see from him. Normally, when he does play, he sits the deepest. But against Newcastle, he reverted back to sitting the deepest. And Declan Rice took on that left 8 role in his box-to-box role, and he was phenomenal. His energy, the way he was getting up and down, he was getting into areas where he could affect the game in an attacking sense. Had a couple of shots. Might be disappointed he didn't get on the score sheet. He obviously did end up getting an assist, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But the whole midfield balance of Jorginho, Rice and Odegaard in this game worked absolutely perfectly. The press was incredible. We just suffocated them. It felt like Newcastle couldn't keep the ball for more than 5 seconds in that first half. The centre-backs were getting right up anytime Isaac tried to come a bit deeper to help his team out. Gabriel or Saliba, whichever one it was, would be right up against him, take the ball off him and we'd start again. Created some really good chances and then didn't take any of them too early on. And then the first goal comes again from another set piece. We scored 2 set pieces in this game, taking our tally up to, I think it's 19 set pieces in the league this season. Corner kick from Saka's side, whipped in, great area. Gabriel, as usual, makes the run across the front stick. Big, powerful header. Yes, the keeper saves it, and then it causes a little bit of a panic in the Newcastle box. A couple of players hit it off each other, and it goes in for a Botman own goal. And it was it was what Arsenal deserved. And you know, they were probably lucky not to be 1 or 2 down by that point anyway. Then the second goal comes, and it's just an absolute brilliant bit of play from Jorginho. First of all, they clear the ball. Saliba takes it down so calmly, gives it to Jorginho. And Martinelli, who we will talk about in this video, I thought had a fantastic game. Considering midweek, I thought he was absolutely awful. But he played brilliant. He played with more freedom. He made a run from the left across the back line. Jorginho put him in with a beautiful ball into the box. Martinelli takes the touch, and he knows he hasn't even looked. He just put it into an area where he knows a centre forward should be. And fair play to Kai Havertz. He was in the right place for a nice tap in. Who again, another player I thought had a fantastic game. Everyone had a fantastic game, to be honest. But we'll talk about him a little bit more in the ratings. And that puts us 2-0 up. Then there was another time shortly after. Odegaard, the absolute press machine, presses share, takes it off him, and as he squares it across for Havertz for a tap in, fair play to Sean Longstaff. He gets back and, you know, just takes it off Havertz's foot. And then we go in half time 2-0 up. Probably disappointed in a way that the game's not over, because at 2-0 it's never completely done. But it was just a fantastic performance. The way we pressed, the intensity we played at in that first half was amazing, considering we'd played 2 days before and Newcastle had like seven odd days rest. Then the second half comes, and it's always going to be a different game in the second half. Newcastle couldn't possibly play as bad as they did, so they come at us a little bit more, started causing some threats. But early on in that second half, we had a chance to go 3-0 up, and it would have been an absolute all-timer goal. The way we just played it from the back into midfield, into Saka. He's come inside. He gives it to Martinelli, who ended up in like a 10 position. They were so fluid. It was just so good to watch. He puts Havertz in, and I thought Havertz was offside. And he goes one-on-one, and he puts it wide of the post. Sorry, I keep looking up. I'm looking at Wolves in Sheffield. He puts it wide of the post, and I just think, how have you missed that? All you got to do is dink the keeper or go around him and slot it. But I was looking at it thinking, it's not that deep, because he looked well offside. But when you look at the replay, he wasn't, and that would have been a great goal. And it's the only dampener I can give to Kai Havertz on his performance. And it's so frustrating and such a shame, because I was watching these games thinking people can't actually get onto this guy anymore. He might not be the £65 million player people wanted, but he's a very good, valuable member of our squad, and I thought he had a fantastic game. It's just a shame he didn't score that goal. And then, like I said, Newcastle had a couple of half chances. Gordon coming from the left, cutting in and having a shot that Ray had to save. Isaac doing a similar thing a bit later on and kicking it over the bar. And then we do end up getting the third. Bukayo Saka had to have his say. And again, it's a lovely bit of play. We in the second half, we didn't press as much, because obviously you can't keep up that sort of relentless press for 90 minutes, especially when you've played 2 days before. So we had to manage the game in the second half, and we did. We sat in a shape, got into our sort of like 4-4-2, where you've got Rice and Jorginho together, the wingers, protect the fullback, and then you've got Havertz and Odegaard as sort of like the front two, pressing the centre-backs and, just cutting out all the passing lanes. And it come to Fabian Schär, I think it was him, I might be wrong, it might have been Botman. They tried to make a pass into midfield, Havertz intercepts it, gives it to Odegaard, and then as he gives it to Odegaard, and Odegaard had to come a bit deeper, Declan Rice has made the run into the sort of number 10 position. Odegaard's fizzed it into Declan Rice. He's then touched it onto Havertz, who's got up alongside of him, giving it to Saka. And it was so good to see Saka do a fullback one-on-one. He took him down the line. Fullback thought he was going to cross on his right, chopped him back, left him on, he looked like the fullback, Livramento, I think it was on skates. And he just cut back on his left and pull it into the far corner to then really end the game. And it was just a great goal. And then we get another goal from another set piece. Declan Rice finally gets his assist or goal contribution from the game that he threatened to have quite often. Puts it into the front post. Kiwior gets the flick. Does come off Miley, so it is it's arguably another own goal, but I think they did give it to Kiwior. And I was really happy to see him. I said recently, I've been very harsh on Kiwior in the past, but now he looks like someone who's really settled in that team and believes he's good enough to play in that team. And he looks like he's just, confidence is going. So that's growing, and that's going to help him so much. And I was really, really pleased for him. The only negative you can say is that, unfortunately, we did concede. Joe Willock, former Arsenal man, come through the academy. To be fair, I'll give Newcastle credit. I think it was quite a good goal. The only frustration is we lost it maybe a bit sloppy up the pitch, and we weren't quick enough to get back. But, they play it down the left-hand side. Ben White slightly out of position. Dan Burn puts across, cuts sort of cross back, and then Willock heads the ball into an area where I can't save it off the far post and in. So, it was a good goal from them. And if anyone was going to score from them, like a consolation goal, I'm happy it was Willock. Like I said, he was former Arsenal player. He's done really well at Newcastle, but he's been very unfortunate this season with injuries, and he's struggled to get game time. So hopefully for his sake he can stay fit now for the rest of the season. But other than that, it was just another brilliant, dominant performance from Arsenal. It was a game where we broke a record. It was something like Arsenal become the first team in Premier League history to score two or more goals in each half of football for the past 7 games or something like that. So, we're in a real good place in the Premier League in a minute. We're just the momentum we're playing with, we're just dominating teams, we're blowing them away, and it's just fantastic to see, and it's something we need to keep up. Our next game now, we've got a nice break, not until Monday the 4th of March, I think it is. So the players get about a nice 8 to 9 days rest, and it'll be away at Sheffield United on a Monday night. You know, team that's bang bottom of the table, conceded the most goals in the Premier League. So you'd like to think it should be another comfortable game. But I just want to talk about a few players as well, just quickly. To be fair, I could talk about everyone because I thought the whole team was brilliant. But Saliba, someone who I think in recent games has dropped his level slightly. I think he hasn't been as good on the ball. He hasn't been as dominant in his defensive abilities. He's not been very dominant in the air, or, you know, normally they play a ball in, if someone plays a ball in behind, you see Saliba just match the run, put his arm across the defender and see it out. I feel like he's been struggling a little bit since Forest away when he made the mistake. But yesterday he looked back to his best. He was very dominant. He didn't let anyone go past him. He was dominant in the air. Anytime they did try and knock it in behind, he just swept up like he normally does. He was good on the ball again. Really, really good performance from him. And it was good to see. Like I said, he's not been terrible in recent weeks, but just for the high standards he's set, he's been slightly off it. And yesterday he looked back to his best. Gabriel next to him. Right now, is there a better centre-back in the league on form? I don't think so, to be honest. I think Gabriel has been absolutely sensational. Another brilliant performance, another big impact in the goal. You talk about world-class centre-backs, and not a lot of people mention Gabriel, and I think he's got to be, if he's not world-class, he's got to be very close to it. You won't see many defenders who are as good as him defensively. One-on-one, you struggle to beat him. He'll dominate you in the air. He's stronger than most. He can match most strikers' runs. He's brilliant on the ball. I don't know why people don't give him credit for on the ball. A lot of people just assume that Saliba's better than him on the ball. But when it comes to breaking lines with passes, I genuinely think Gabriel is better at doing that than Saliba is, or at least on par. He definitely isn't worse. And is there a centre-back who's a bigger threat at attacking, in an attacking sense of set pieces and stuff in Europe at the minute? Probably not. You know, had a massive impact on the first goal yesterday. Unlucky that it didn't go straight in. He's just phenomenal. Declan Rice was phenomenal. Odegaard wasn't necessarily his greatest game on the ball, but he's pressing. That was fantastic. There was one point when him and Saka played a little combination down the right wing in the first half. You know, Saka gives him the ball, runs off him, he back heels it into Saka's path. Saka then gets the cross, and Martinelli, unfortunately, the cross was a little bit too high and he couldn't quite get over it, but that would have been an amazing goal as well. Saka gets his goal, and Martinelli, a man, like I said, I kind of ripped into midweek because he was awful midweek. There's no escaping that. But I did also say when it counts, and when it counts, Martinelli will be there, and he will produce. And yesterday he was fantastic. And what I think was really good yesterday is that against Porto, it seemed, I don't know whether it was instructions or just the players were just off it, but him and Saka were always just on the line. They were always just there. They didn't really move from there. And I think that makes you much easier to defend, because the fullback can always see you. He knows you're there. He knows you're going to stay there. Whereas yesterday, and I think Ferdinand and Kieran spoke about it in their analysis, they were running, especially Martinelli, they was running here, there and everywhere. You look for the second goal, he takes the run from left, and he's ended up pretty much in a right, sort of like where a right winger you think would be. And he makes it so much harder to mark. And when you're as quick and direct as Martinelli is, you know, Trippier, I didn't know whether he was picking him up or he had to pass him on to a fullback. Same with Saka, he was coming in to all these little pockets, and it's a nightmare. When them two play like that, teams can't deal with them. And it was good to see them both with goal contributions yesterday. Martinelli with the assist for Havertz goal. Saka getting another goal. It takes him up to 13 in the league now, I think. He got 14 last season, so he's on course to absolutely smash his best ever season. And it was Kai Havertz. First half, especially, I thought Kai Havertz was brilliant. I think the only dampener on his performance was missing that absolute glorious chance. Kivior looks so much better, and it's just in the league, it's just looking good now. But it's mad to think we won 6 in a row. We've been smashing teams to pieces. Got the best goal difference in the league now, and we're still third. So it goes to show the competition we're up against and how costly the game against West Ham and Fulham was. But we are right back in a title race now, and we just got to keep applying pressure and just hope that one of the others slip up. You know, I watched City against Bournemouth yesterday. I didn't think City looked good. I think City were lucky to actually win that. They were kind of lucky against Brentford midweek as well, so they're not looking great at the minute, but they're still winning, and that's the most important thing. But we just got to be in and amongst it and keep playing well, and hopefully just keep winning, and we'll see where it takes us. I think we've got 2 games now until we play City, possibly 3 if Chelsea don't go through in the FA Cup. I believe it is, but chances are Chelsea will go through. So I think it's Sheffield and Brentford and then Porto before we play City after the break. So in terms of the league, you've got to beat Sheffield and then you've got to beat Brentford and go into that City game in the best form possible. Because in the meantime, I believe they've got United and Liverpool maybe. In the meantime, maybe it's Brighton. I can't really remember. But they've got 2 tougher games on paper than we do before we play them. And Liverpool are racking up injuries at the minute. So they might start slipping up soon. Who knows? But look, brilliant performance from Arsenal. Like I said, one I didn't expect. And I'm really happy that they, you know, proved me wrong. I thought it'd be a really tough game. I still think I predicted us to nick it. But I thought it would be really tough. And we absolutely blew them away. I'm just going to go into the player ratings. David Raya, I thought was very good yesterday. Dominated his box, saved what he had to. He had no chance with a goal. It was a fantastic header. Distribution was good. There was one point he's come and he's claimed a cross, or it was a cross of some sort, whether it's from a corner or a free kick, I'm not sure. And he's hit it. He's then hit it, and you can see where it's going. It's going straight down the middle of the pitch towards Trossard, who's made a run, and the fucking referee gets in the way and it hits him, and then he doesn't get a potential assist, but. Yeah, brilliant. Done what he had to do. Good on the ball again. Played some nice passes. I'll give him a 7. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Ben White, I thought was brilliant again. Dealt with Anthony Gordon relatively well. I think there was a time in the game it looked like Gordon gave Ben White in the first half a little bit of a kick off the ball or something. Then if you look for the rest of the half, anytime Gordon got near the ball, Ben White was right there and he took him out a couple of times. What I like about Ben White, he's this like sort of pretty boy from Brighton, you know, he's always fucking tanned, always has his haircut, whatever. Got a sexy missus rating for that. But he's an horrible bastard. He's an horrible bastard on the pitch, and he will kick people, he will do the little sly things, and I love it. Saliba and Gabriel, I think both of them. Oh, sorry, I didn't actually give Ben White a rating, did I? I'll give him a 7. I thought Ben White was very good. Saliba, I'll also give a 7. Like I said, he looked very comfortable yesterday, and a 7's a good rating. You know, he didn't do anything exceptional. That's what I'm looking for. But he was just so dominant, and he was so just calm and composed, and just a good performance from him. Give him a 7. Gabriel, because he had an impact on the first goal, I'll give him an 8. But, you know, similar performance-wise to Saliba and Ben White. I just thought he was a bit more decisive. Like I said, he had a massive impact in the first goal when he was breaking lines a little bit better than Saliba was. So I'm going to give him an 8. Kivior, due to the goal, I'll give him an 8 as well. I thought, again, defensively, he was brilliant. Good on the ball, very nice and simple. And since Arteta's changed that role for him and stopped asking him to invert and got Ben White to do it, Kivior's looks a much better player at left-back. We know he's not a left-back, he's a left centre-back ideally. But he's doing a job at the minute, and he's doing a fantastic job. For example, in 10 days' time, you would assume that Zinchenko might be back. Maybe Tomiyasu as well. But if any of them two are playing, I'm not playing any of them over Kivior right now. And really, really happy for him. So I'll give him an 8. Jorginho. See, I find man of the match hardy because I thought everyone was brilliant. And TNT gave it to Jorginho. I think he got the Arsenal's man of the match as well. And yeah, I'd say he deserves it. So I'm going to give Jorginho a man of the match. I'll give him a 9. Just the way he just controlled the game. He was there to win the ball back quickly when he needed to. His reading of the game is fantastic. He's such a good player, Jorginho. He's the type of player, like I said before, unless he plays for your team, you will not appreciate how good he is. And I never appreciated how good he was at Chelsea. And now I see him playing for Arsenal when he does, he's fantastic. I just wish he was like 25, 26 again. Because the way he plays with Declan Rice as well, I think they have a great understanding. Brilliant player. I'll give him a 9 and my man of the match. Declan Rice, again, I thought was brilliant, was everywhere, good on the ball, good defensively. Just a typical Declan Rice performance. And it's probably one of the most advanced I've seen him in that box-to-box role. he was getting up quite a bit. Got another assist from a corner. Give him an 8. Odegaard, I'll give a 7. Like I said, I don't think he was his usual best on the ball yesterday, Odegaard, but the way he presses, the way he leads the team, he leads the press is just amazing. He's just such a good player, such a good leader. I'll give him a 7. Saka, I'll give an 8. Another good performance, another goal. Gave their fullback a torrid time. Really good performance from him again. Martinelli on the other wing, I'll give an 8 as well. I think he looked like the Martinelli of old. It's just a shame he couldn't get a goal. But at least he got an assist, and just a very, very good performance from him. Give him an 8. Havertz, I'll give an 8 as well. First time he's had multiple goal contributions in the game. Obviously, he scored the second goal and assisted the third for Saka. I think looking back, he'll be quite disappointed he didn't have a hat-trick. He should have scored that massive chance I said early on in the second half. And if Sean Longstaff don't intercept that Odegaard pass when he takes it off Share, he's got another tap in. So he might look at it and think, oh, on another day I could have had that trick. And I think he played really well. He played that striker role really well. Comes deep, and when he comes deep and he's playing that false 9, he starts coming deep for the ball. Centre backs don't know where to go, press him, and then he can run in behind them. His athleticism is very underrated. Great in the air, very strong. He's quick. He's actually deceivingly quick. And he's getting better as the weeks go on. I said last week against Burnley, I thought that was Havertz's best performance, and now, in my opinion, this was his probably best Arsenal performance this week. So he's getting better and better. And I think one thing I will say about Havertz, I tweeted out yesterday, I think people need to appreciate him more now and realise that he actually is a good signing for us. There was talk earlier on the season, you saw all other people on Twitter and other fan channels, etc., saying that he's like the worst signing of the season. And that is, now, in my opinion, no one can say that. It's the biggest load of bollocks. There's so much more worse signings than him. I think he's actually been a very good signing. One thing I'll give him, he's available every week. He's only missed one game through suspension when he accumulated too many cards. But he's always available. He can cover 3 or 4 different positions. He might not be the sort of player everyone wanted. But, you know, like, is he a better midfielder than Xhaka? No. Is he a better 9 than Jesus is? Probably not. But now, I think he's behind Trossard. Yeah, behind Saka and Trossard. He's our 3rd highest goal scorer in the Premier League. And he's there week in, week out. Covers left 8, he can cover right 8, he covers up front. And he gives everything. And that's all I ask from anyone. Even when he's not playing well, we will still give everything. He puts in the shift. I'm not saying he's perfect by any means, and I do still want to see him improve. But he has really grown on me. And, you know, a couple of months ago, if you had said, who do you think we should sell in the summer, I might have said Havertz. But now, no chance. Like, no chance at all. And long may it continue, and I hope he just keeps getting more confident and more settled in the team and keeps putting in performances and hopefully starts scoring some goals now. The subs, I don't tend to really rate the subs. I'll give them all a standard 6. I thought all of them played relatively all right when they come in. Shane Smith-Rowe didn't get a goal, got one clear off the line. And Arteta, I'll give a 9. I think he got it absolutely spot on, and I was really surprised how easy we made it and how well we played. But pleasantly surprised. And now, like I said, the boys getting a nice break now before we play Sheffield United in, 8 days' time. And yeah, let's see what it brings. Do a Sheffield United preview later on in the week. But it's a game you would expect Arsenal to win and hopefully win comfortably again and keep improving our goal difference. If we can give them a hiding, our goal difference, it'll get to a point where it's going to be hard for the others to catch our goal difference, which is like another point in the title race. So, yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep the momentum going. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you think was man of the match? What do you think of the team, etc.? Anything you think I've left out? Because chances are, I always watch his back and think, oh, shit, I wish I'd have said that and that. And I always forget. But, yeah, brilliant performance from Arsenal. Please do, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Share it with other people. Let's try to grow the channel. And, yeah, talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.